All right, he's going to join us this afternoon, Dr. Daryl Joffrey, a nutritionist to the celebrities. Take a look. This is his set of books, the author of Get Off Your Sugar and Get Off Your Acid. He's a certified raw food chef, a live blood microscopist, and a Reiki master. He's been featured in a lot of documentaries and summits. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hey, Dee, great to see you. Thanks so much for having me, and happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day. I see you rocking some of a different shade of green there.
You got it.
We're talking about what you focus on, what it is we put in our mouths, what we eat. What's your reaction to the story we just saw? She wanted to lose a lot of weight. She transitioned into keto. She lost a lot of weight. So that seems to mean that keto works, huh?
I mean, what an amazing testimonial. I mean, she did fantastic. And I see these results with my patients all the time. Here's the takeaway from this article that came out, which is we can't take these headlines for face value.
Okay.
You have to understand when it comes to keto that there is a clean way to do keto and there's a dirty way to do keto. And the biggest problem I have with this article is that it didn't differentiate between the two. And that's the most important thing that we have to look at. You know, you basically, they got a bunch of people, they said, all right, you're gonna go on the ketogenic diet, we're gonna increase your fats, we're gonna lower your sugar, and here's the result. It increased your LDL and your risk for cardiovascular disease. But again, the problem was they didn't tell us what these people were eating. Okay. There are fats that heal and there's fats that kill. Were they eating bad fats that increase inflammation like processed cheese and dairy and bacon and hydrogenated vegetable oils? Or were they eating clean fats like avocado, which I call God's butter? You know, raw nuts and seeds like macadamia nuts, chia, flax, hemp, wild-caught salmon rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These will heal you, strengthen you from the inside out, and they're going to lower your chances for those chronic inflammatory diseases that article was talking about.
Keto's everywhere. If you go in the grocery store, it's in the clothing store at TJ Maxx in the back where they have all their specialty stuff. Keto cookies, keto coffee creamer, keto this, keto that. But it sounds like you're saying, I just can't pick that up, that I need to read, that I need to plan, that I need to understand keto.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, every time you put a food into your body, this is the question I have my clients ask. Is this going to strengthen me or is this going to inflame me? So when you're doing this ketogenic diet, just because it's keto friendly doesn't mean it's friendly for your body, right? We should be putting in foods that are clean, whole foods that are going to strengthen us from the inside out. But on the contrary, some people are doing these keto friendly foods and they're eating blocks of cheese and French fries and, you know, that's going to go somewhere bad fast. So again, we have to really look at the foods that we're eating. And if you put the right foods in your body, the ketogenic diet will have a powerful impact, not just on weight loss, like we just saw, but your longevity, how you feel, your energy. That's what it's all about. Health equals energy in one word.
So are you saying, too, that if you do it right, you can avoid things like I saw on some YouTube testimonials about a year ago, people on keto who lost their hair, who became sick. I'll tell you what, we're going to go to a break right now. We're going to come back, keto, doing it the right way. Stay with us, doctor, okay? After the break.
Got it.
Okay, we're going to take a look at what does your plate look like when it's time to eat. We're talking with Dr. Joffrey. Are there enough healthy foods on this keto plate right here that's going to keep you healthy? And we're continuing our conversation about keto. A lot of you have thought about it. Is this the way to go? So we're looking at the right and wrong ways for that plan to keep you healthy. We're talking with nutritionists to the celebrities like Kelly Ripa, and he's an author and more. Dr. Daryl Joffrey is with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now, I'll jump in here. Keto is high in protein. And I was reading some of your writings. One of your concerns is that what happens when we consume too much protein?
Yeah, I mean, protein is an essential nutrient for the body. We need it. You know, it strengthens our body. But if we have too much protein, then that protein can actually turn to sugar in your body, which is crazy to even think about that. It's something called gluconeogenesis that happens in your liver. So the goal at every meal is to have 2 to 4 ounces of good quality protein, because that's just as important, not more than that. And if you stay within those boundaries, then you're going to have benefits to what you're eating.
Now, you recommend greens also. Tell us about that.
Greens are the core of what I call a strength eating diet. They're critical. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make on the ketogenic diet. You know, they increase their fats and many times the wrong fats. They, you know, consume too much protein, how it turns to sugar. And then they hear we got to go on low carb. So what happens? They don't have any greens. So it's so important that we include non-starchy greens. I want you to think green juice, green smoothies, green soups, salads, steamed greens. And I know what some of you are saying out there. What, Dr. Daryl, you want me to eat my greens? Yes, exactly, but I got you covered. So like me growing up, I hated greens. I love them now. There's a very easy way. So you can get our alkaline acid kicking greens right here. And you take a scoop of that. And what you do is you put that in a glass of water. And it's green for St. Patty's Day, right? It's perfect. And what you're going to do is you're going to mix that up. And then literally in 30 seconds, you're giving your body 5 servings of organic greens. And not just any greens. There are 21 of the most powerful greens on the planet. They're going to alkalize. They're going to help your gut health. They're going to lower inflammation. They taste really good. And the best part, there's no sugar, there's no carbs. So they're very keto friendly.
Or what if I put it in a smoothie or something? It seems like there are different ways to take it down.
Yeah, you could put it in a smoothie. The other day, I put it in some coconut water, added a tablespoon of chia seeds, because chia seeds is one of my favorite keto fats. Really, really high in fiber, but they're also really good as far as high minerals like magnesium. And the minerals are so important when we're on a ketogenic diet. I think it's one of the biggest deficiencies that most people have, and that's how they go about it wrong. So the important things about the greens is that it's going to give you those minerals that you need. That's going to really help lower the inflammation and keep your body on track.
And I think people will be surprised that once they begin to eat greens, the way they taste changes, your palate changes. Now, tell me this. How does someone who is reluctant to make the change, how do you start slowly into keto, slowly into eating better, slowly into getting more greens?
I love that. That's my mantra. You know, it's not about deprivation. It's about moderation. And, you know, when you're trying to try this new lifestyle, for me, you know, it was a lifelong sugar addiction. I tried to beat sugar by actually just removing from my diet, and it didn't work because sugar is a drug. It's 8 times more addictive than cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
So what I recommend for these people is just start to add one thing at a time. You know, you can pick a green juice, or you can pick a healthy keto fat like an avocado. Start to add these good foods in that you know are good keto friendly, clean keto friendly. And what you're going to find is that over time, that good is going to start to outweigh the bad. You're going to see the good go up, and the bad things like the sugar, right? Those refined carbs, which are the ones we want to remove, they'll start to eliminate themselves naturally. It's an easier way. It might take a little bit longer, but that's okay. We want this to become a lifestyle, not a diet. Because what's the first three letters of diet? Die, and that's the last thing that we want in this diet.
Okay, and address people who say, you know what, I can afford what I eat now. You're trying to make me spend more money. Is it more expensive to eat healthy?
It's not more expensive. You know, one of the things that we love to do on the weekends, we go to our local farmers market. We make great relationships with the people there. They have all these fresh foods, and generally they're lower cost. You know, and there's a lot of other ways to kind of make it healthy. So, and to make it cost effective, you just have to kind of get a little creative and figure out what your budget is and really what foods you want to spend more money on and less money on. For instance, there are certain foods like the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen that I want to buy organic, and other foods that you could probably get away with not buying organic. So look at what those 2 lists are. You can find them online, and that's going to make it a little bit easier. But there are certain foods that you really want to do your best to invest in organic when you can. But again, the takeaway of this diet is we want to focus on those foods that are going to actually help our body. They're clean foods that are going to strengthen our body. And even if you put those in moderation, you add those in moderation to your diet,
you get better.
You're going to see powerful changes. You're going to see powerful changes.
Thanks so much for being with us. He's Dr. Daryl Joffrey, the author of Get Off Your Sugar and Get Off Your Acid. He's a certified raw food chef, live food microscopist, and Reiki master. Thanks so much for being with us.